Apparently, TJ had a pick six today.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Shit, I was so ecstatic for him. I wasn't expecting it. I don't think he was expecting it either. It was a screenplay, popped out, caught it, and I just followed him to the end zone. But it was pretty fun.
Hey DeAndre, with the D line, how are you guys? Is there a certain amount of groups you feel like at this point you guys have rotating in and out? And if so, what does it kind of look like? How many groups, I guess, per se?
Yeah, we're all over the place. Some guys just rotating, with the ones, twos, and threes, but we never know till the season comes who's gonna really be out there.
How do you feel like that first scrimmage Saturday went for both for you personally and for the defensive line as a whole?
Yeah, I feel like the whole team needs to get better in regards of scoring, stopping the run, stopping the pass. Myself, I feel like I need to do a better job of getting extension, escaping blocks. But yeah, I feel like we had a pretty good scrimmage for our first scrimmage, and we have another one coming up this Saturday. So we'll see how we do.
Obviously, when you come to a new program, you're hearing from different voices. When you got with Travion and some of the other coaches, was there something that they said that kind of sparked you of like, oh, I never thought of it like that, or a technique tip that helped you out?
Yeah, a lot of things. One thing that stood out to me would be just seeing the backfield, getting a whole picture. Like seeing the whole picture before the play starts, like seeing where the running back stand is, if a guard's on his heels, if he's like about to pull or something, down in distance. But he gives me a lot of tips in the meeting room to help me out with that, and I appreciate him for that.
You have a first-hand look at going up against this offensive line every day and in scrimmages and stuff and in practice. How's that been going up against those guys? What are you seeing from them? And then I guess a second part to the question, defensive line. I know you guys have a lot of people in that room, but is there anyone specifically that we're probably not talking about enough that you feel like has been really standing out?
Yeah. So the offensive line is great. They've been giving me work all camp. They've been giving the whole D-line work all camp. We got some new transfers in that have been doing real good. And as far as a sleeper that hasn't been talked about, I would say Nick Barrett has been up there. Monkel Goodwine has been improving and doing his thing in camp. And myself, I feel like I've been a little bit of a sleeper. So, all of us.
This is obviously your final season of college football. So for these last 8 months, as you've been experiencing that here, how has it gone for you? Just kind of knowing that it's your last ride, so to speak.
It's been, I don't know. I haven't really thought of it like my last season because, I've been here for 5 years in the college football, so I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. I just been here, just trying to be where my feet is. I haven't really thought about the next step, the NFL yet, but just been trying to work with the team and moving forward to the season, going 1-0 every week. So when that time comes, I will think about the NFL and go on for that.
We gonna get any updates on the vlog? We had like 2 posts and then it just went away. What's the status of that?
I have some videos in the vault, but got to get it edited and we'll push towards that in the coming weeks. But I got some videos in the vault for you guys.
You're still keeping up with it, still filming?
Yeah, I have like 4 videos that need to get posted, but it's all getting edited out right now, and it'll happen. I got you.
You talk about yourself being one of those guys that slept on right now. What makes you feel that way, and what do you feel like you really want to prove this season to people that might overlook you?
I feel like I need to prove that I can play in the SEC. I can be one of those guys that's talked about in the first, second, third round. And I feel like with this team, it will help me boost my notoriety and my name, especially after we win games this season.
How much of you transferring to South Carolina was trying to boost your NFL stock by, one, being in the SEC, and two, just kind of showing that you can do it at a higher level?
Yeah, that was one of the points where one of the reasons why I came here is me playing in the SEC and me playing at South Carolina, because there's a lot of great people that came from the school that was on the D line, and me playing for Coach Beamer and Coach T-Rob. Coach T-Rob's been great in my process. He helped me out a lot with like scheme and stuff, and with the game and the knowledge of the game. And he also played here, so I could see it through his eyes, and taking gems from him.
You had, 24 tackles, a couple sacks last year. Was there any talks or conversations with some of your coaches at Pitt about you possibly going to the draft, and did you get any feedback on that?
Yeah, I had quick talks with Coach Doozy about it, but I didn't like my prediction at the time, and I wasn't a draftable guy at the time after the season, so I felt like I needed to use my extra year to help my stock, and I feel like I'm doing it good now being in the SEC.
I'm still new to this beat, so forgive me if you've been asked this before, but I'm just curious the backstory on the YouTube videos. Do you have a passion for multimedia, or do you kind of like giving people perspective to college athletes that maybe you don't get through us?
A little bit of both. I've been watching YouTube videos since I was in middle school, so I've always wanted to do it. I've been watching, I don't know if you know of him, DDG. He's a YouTuber. Pretty Boy Fredo's a YouTuber, but I've been watching guys like that, and they help motivate me to, pick up the camera and start filming. And it all sparked it when my girlfriend brought me a camera on my birthday. I think it was either Christmas or my birthday last year. She bought me a camera, and I was like, I might as well just go full throttle with this. But I am gonna pick up with the YouTube again. I'll drop videos in the next coming weeks. I have plenty of videos to drop. I just have to get it edited, and it will be dropped.
You talked about wanting to prove yourself in the SEC. How much of a was there a big difference between the ACC and playing at Pitt with that level of competition? Yeah. I know it's Power 5 or whatever, but is there a big difference you've noticed between playing at the ACC level versus the SEC so far? I know it's against your guys, but any notable differences?
Any notable differences? Not right now, honestly. I mean, it's more just having that name of the SEC, I think. But being physical, it's football at the end of the day. It's going to be the same stuff. So I think it's just having that SEC name going against the Alabamas, the LSUs, the Kentuckys, Texas A&M's, all those teams having that name and going against them and performing will help me boost my draft stock. And it's more about the name and going against the name than the players, actually. I feel like. Good. All right, that's a wrap for today. Cool. Appreciate it.